Yo, MTV, welcome to my crib. Good morning everybody. It is Saturday the 17th of June and we are here to compete in Maidenhead today at the Two Bros Viking Classic. Now, getting a show day filmed isn't something I'd normally do, but this whole prep was not planned and we're just doing something a bit different this year. So I just wanted to document a show day just so people could have an insight into what sort of is going on the show day. So we're feeling pretty good. In a moment I'm going to get some bits and bobs together, show you what I'm preparing, my sort of bags that I'm going to need for the day and what little bits and bobs I'm going to have prepared with me to eat before I'm going on pre-stage and stuff like that. When we get to the show, Pete's going to pretty much just be fly on the wall because obviously I just want to focus on what I'm doing. I just want to compete. So even just this insight here is out of my comfort zone, something I wouldn't normally like to do, but it's something I think people will be interested in. So I feel good. The body weight this morning, the lightest I've been, 97.1 kg. That is 13.1 kg pulled off in 9 weeks. So some pretty crazy shit, but I decided last minute to do this. As I've explained in the previous leg day YouTube video, if you've not already watched that, go and watch it obviously. Just had some personal things go on, and you'd never advise somebody when their head's not in the right place to do a bodybuilding prep because it's pretty much the hardest thing you'll ever do. It's very challenging. But for me, I just needed to throw my energy and everything into something. So I have done. I'm feeling pretty good. Like Pete was asking me sort of like, oh, how are you feeling energy wise and stuff like that. Compared to a normal person, dead. From a competitive standpoint, I feel the way I should. So you're obviously never going to feel amazing when you're this dieted down, but I feel like good for a show day. So when I get some of those like little bits and bobs, rice cakes and jam in, just to peak a little blood sugar levels and feel a bit energized, I'll be able to pump up and I should be able to pose well while holding on to the look. Obviously the minimal body fat that we've pulled all that body fat off, we're lean and we just want a little bit of carbohydrates and pump to fill out the muscle. So we're displaying the muscle as well as possible with minimal body fat, maximum condition, maximum muscle hardness and dryness. The last couple of days, like the other few shows I've done for these days, they've been very moderate carb ups. So previously I've done heavier carb ups and it's gone overboard. And basically too many carbs can make your look soft and you lose that hard granite look, so that lean look that's filled out with the carbs. So gone more moderate this year. It was very successful last week. PCA Coventry overall champion. So obviously that was an amazing feat. The best look I've ever bought. Justification of the physique that I can bring. Everything before that has just been disappointment for me. That's why like people say well done to me when I do shows, but it's dissatisfying for me, so it's hard for me to take a well done. So I'm sorry to everybody that I've been an absolute knob to. But it's just because this is my life. I do this 365 days a year. It's not as if I'm going out, it's not as if I'm having late nights. Every day I want to optimize sleep, recovery, food, timing, everything is exactly the same, day on day, week on week, month on month. This is what I love doing, but you want to reap the benefits of that. Last weekend was a true representation of the physique that I've been working on for over 10 years and putting my life and soul into. So that was monumental. This is just going to be the icing on the cake, getting today done. Obviously, still competitive. I want to do well today. And obviously that's what we'll try and do. But it was monumental last weekend. I've not been able to fully soak it up or enjoy it because I've been focusing on today. But we'll get today done and then I'll be able to just totally deflate, relax, reflect, go and get some sort of decent food, because obviously I've just been on plan for like months and months and months, no off-plan meals, no dirty foods, anything like that. And some of my mates are coming down, and just chill out with my mates, reflect on everything that's happened, all of the trials, tribulations, negativity, the hardship, and the 6 months of like my life that were like probably the hardest part of my life, that threw me into deciding to do this and flipping it around and turning it into a positive. And I have done already last weekend, so now it's time to finish the job today. The job's not done. We're going to come in as well as we can today, try and smash it today, hopefully get a good result, and then just bloody breathe afterwards and have some food and just be thankful for life and everything. So this is actually a possible post-show meal that I'm just making right now. So just in case there's no food to hand, just want something satisfying afterwards. So something that's filling, something where I'm not going to go too crazy, and then when I start having bits and bobs like the dirtier food that I've not had in like months and months and months, not fill myself up as much on that stuff, because it's going to sort of shock digestion like crazy when you've not eaten food sources like that for so long. So I have been eating the oats, so a big bowl of oats or a big food flask of oats. Post competing, it goes down very nicely, and it's just a good little tactic to start the eating and try and not go too crazy after this last competition, because we're thinking ahead. We don't just get the competitions done and then that's job done. We've got to come out of them sensibly, and part of that is mentally. How do you handle coming out of shows? And even just something like food. If the first thing I touch is go and get a Five Guys and cookies, I won't stop there. I'll eat that. I'll go mad. I'll go to more places. If I can try and fill myself up on a little bit of this and go more moderate with those foods, it's going to be a lot better on my digestion. Blueberries. I think I'm basically going to stack this out with as much as will go in here. Whatever blueberries I've got left. I think it's going to be 66 grams. I'll normally have 100 grams. Oh, there's one more little baby in there. Some pink salt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 grinds is what I have in 6 to 7 times a day. And then I've got loads of dark chocolate with me for show day, so I can just add a bit of dark chocolate in there, and then yeah, that'll be my little post-show treat, so I can sit there and watch the show and not be going out of my mind about going to get some food. I know what you're saying by what you just said, Pete. You said, yeah, it's short-term pleasure and you don't want to ruin all of the work that you put in by going crazy on food post-shows, but nobody can understand the insatiable desire to eat anything and everything when you've gone legit all the way in a bodybuilding prep. When you've got legit lean and you've been in that position for a while, it's painful, and mentally you're thinking about food all the time. So you'd think, oh, you have a couple of meals and that would sort you out. For the normal person it would, that'd be satisfying, but nothing satisfies you. You are basically like a vampire with a thirst for blood. Yo, so food preparations and little bits and bobs for show day. So I like to have 2 bags that I carry around with me. One will be, that's got pump up bands in it. Let's show you them. So a purple and a red one, that's sufficient for me to pump the full body, delts, back, for chest. I just do press ups for days. I'll do like 50 press ups straight and then my chest will be booming. I've got some pumpage, dry scooping that like half an hour before we go on stage. And then we have posing trunks and spare posing trunks. Never know what's going to happen. A little bit of water in that bag. And then when I'm taking my clothes off backstage, there's enough room in that bag to put my clothes in there. And then this shaker will either be living in that bag as I'm doing little bits of water, 200-300 ml with like a pre-stage meal that might be an hour before, or it might be in that bag. It can change which bag it's in, whatever I've got room in. So we're going to load up the food bag now, so that's more sort of the backstage bag. Rice cakes are a staple for bodybuilders on show day because they're easy to eat, fast digesting. So around about an hour pre-stage, you'd get them in. They'll be going down real quickly. It's easy to be like 1, 2, 3, just to moderate the amounts pretty easily. Pink salt. So I've got 2 grinders because I like to just have 2 in between 2 bags. So I'm not scrambling around for one. Like, it should be easy to find, but sometimes I'm like, where the hell's that pink salt? I don't want to stress myself out anymore, so I'll just put 2 in 2 separate bags. And then we have jam. Now, this jam is looking on the low side. I shouldn't need more than that, but I've got a fresh jam, so we'll just take 1 fresh jam. Don't want to take any chances there. And then we have nut butter, in case we need a little bit of fats, just to slow digestion a little bit, possibly. And then, that is that section of the food bag boxed off. If we can close that. There is also a couple of bottles of water in here, a couple of bottles of Evian, and I think did I already show you there's 1 bottle of water in there, so I've got a water in between those bags. No alcohol, not using alcohol to dehydrate or anything like that. If I want to not dehydrate, if I want to cause diuresis, which is your body expelling more water, we'll have something like a double espresso, sort of when we're at the venue, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours before the show. So we've got in the fridge small chicken portions. Now, these will be little meals prior to the pre-stage meal, and then maybe used in a pre-stage meal, just to slow digestion a little bit if it's needed. And then we have dark chocolate, so I'm going for 70%, and we shouldn't need any more than 3 squares. And I'm trying not to take more, because if I take more, I will just sit there and I'll eat all of it, like I have done at previous shows. I just can't help myself. Like, I'll just go ham, and if I had more squares, I'd end up there 25 grams a square. So say if I only ate 1 today to compete and I had 4 left, I'd just bosh 100 grams of dark chocolate, which when you've not ate that much dark chocolate in a very long time, causes a little bit of havoc on your stomach. So they go in there. I have in the freezer, I have some ice packs to keep the chicken a bit cold. I have a frozen water, so you know what I'm actually going to do? This should defrost nicely. So we've got ice cold water. I'm going to replace one of these refrigerated waters. So now we've got 2 refrigerated waters, and we've got 1 ice cold water, which is also going to sit in there and keep everything nice and cold as well. Keep everything fresh. Because we don't know how it's going to be warm in the venue, we don't know how it's going to be warm going around, so It's probably not going to make a massive difference, this food getting a little bit warm, the chicken, but if it starts to get too warm for too long and starts going a bit funky, that could possibly affect digestion. Like tiny little things, tiny little considerations that you've got to think about. And I think that's pretty much it. That's everything. I've got loads of spoons, but I just have multiple spoons everywhere as well, so I'm not tripping. Where's a spoon? I'm sure there'll be a spoon in here as well somewhere. Is it? No, but I know I've got loads of spoons in there. Absolutely loads of spoons in there. But even though I have loads of spoons, I found another spoon. That bag gets a spoon as well. So we've got both bags are treated to salt, water, spoons, just so even just in the moment when I'm scrambling around for stuff, I'm like, where's that, where's that, where's that? I don't want to be stressing about it. Now scales, I've seen them. Where did I just put them? See, this is it. You should have a show day list, but I've been doing this so long that I wing it. The scales are in the back of the bag here, so, and then we've got scales so we can measure stuff. Now you don't have to use scales. You can just have a rice cake, have a spoon of jam, but it's just tracking it a bit more tightly so we know what's causing what effect. Just so we know in the future what to do, basically. Show them what it do. So Pete just said, yeah, you're looking good, man. And I said, yeah, man, like. But I didn't sort of get overexcited about it because it's the same thing with Ninja in these shows. Like, none of it means a thing until the job's done. Because I'm doing this for competitive bodybuilding, so I can look crazy on a diet. I can put pictures on Instagram. I can be lean as hell. I can put the gym photos on Instagram, and for a lot of people, just looking like that, that's an achievement. And yeah, I can reflect and be like, I'm in very good shape, it's commendable, like what I've built and everything, but we're doing this for competitive bodybuilding. So at the end of the day, you can look amazing, you can look however, you can get all the hype and the gas and the praise you want, but if you're not good enough, you're not good enough. And it's all about on the day. It's all about on the day, what you do, what you can do, and what the result is. And you can come up with whatever excuses you want if you don't win or don't get the result you want. But ultimately, you need to be so good that you win by a mile, not just by a little bit. And that's where I want to get to, basically. Yeah, everything can be good going up until the show, but it's all about what happens on the day. Do you win? Don't you win? Second place is the first loser. Sounds very harsh, but it's the truth. So today, obviously we're going for the best result, but it's not that I'm not confident in my physique, it's just the fact that I'm not a gimp, basically. Okay, so now we're just having second meal of the day. So this will be a precursor to pre-staged meal. We have 150 grams of chicken, 4 rice cakes, 10 grams of nut butter, 20 grams of jam, 200 ml of water, and 1 twist of pink salt. So pink salt, I'm rushing now because I'm late for the tan, but hopefully it'll be fine. No stress. Because this is my like fourth season, I'd say. It's the first time, the first shows that I've like just stressed way less. Like everything will be fine. Don't stress about stuff. It'll all be good. So 4 rice cakes. The chicken breast air fried. If you don't air fry your chicken, then you're tripping because it changes the game. I'm actually going to eat this on the go because we're way later than I wanted to be. So let's go, man. We'll get there and then just got my top coat. Do you know the first time you get it done, it feels so gay? Like you are stood there in a room full of blokes with socks on your private area, and it's just like, this is strange, but you do anything enough, it just becomes natural. So there's literally no feelings around it at all. It does not feel weird one little bit like you think it may. So I was just having a good chat with the woman there, just asking her about herself, how long she's been tanning, and no weird feelings at all. Literally just took more check-in photos that I'm going to send to the boy Josh. Spoken to them backstage, maybe on the first category, the novice category, about 10:15. So probably going to get some food in straight away, 9:15, about an hour pre-stage to allow digestion, allow that food to go down. If you ate too close to stage time, the food's not doing anything for you. So we want it to go down, digest, and then be able to utilize those carbohydrates and fats floating around to pump up hard, pump the body up, hopefully come on stage full blown and get a good result. We're getting in the pre-stage meal now, so Josh has just messaged me. I'm going to start loading it up in a minute. We got 5 rice cakes, 30 grams of jam, 30 grams of dark chocolate, 200 ml of water and 2 twists of pink salt, and then around half an hour before I go on stage, I'm going to dry scoop some Trained by JP pumpage. There's a plug there for Trained by JP. I did that the last shows. Maybe like a little nuance thing, may not have much of an effect, but it doesn't hurt, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to start loading up the food now. This is like German engineering precision.
athletes to this class to stage who have already performed their routines. Can we welcome number 263, Ben Featherstone, and number 264, Jay Davies. Okay, tough class, ladies and gentlemen. If we give all the athletes a round of applause. So we start with our 5th place award for our men's bodybuilding open heavyweight. Could you please take the medal to number 270, Dominique Barron. In 4th place, could we please take the award to number 269, Luke Ayling. In 3rd place, could we please take the award to number 264, Jay Davies.
Well done, Jay.
In 2nd place, could we please take the award to number 271, Kieran Driscoll. Meaning our winner of men's bodybuilding open heavyweight going through to compete in the overall goes to number 263, Ben Featherstone. The original. General, could you give your pose to the cameraman, please? Okay, now could you squeeze together and give your favourite, most muscular for the cameraman? 3, 2, 1. Hold it 5 seconds longer. 10 seconds. Congratulations, gentlemen. Just the winner on his own, please. Ben Featherstone.
I'll mind out because your things are falling down.
Don't lose your life.
You're going to stand in front of this one. Stand here.
There'll be no themes. You'll be hungry.
Oh dear.
Thank you, Ben. We'll see you back shortly to compete for the overall and the title of men's bodybuilding champion for the Prep Viking Shield.
Your legs, I'm just saying, your legs, more leg, and it'll just like balance your upper.
Yeah. Time in it?
Yeah.
I've missed the smell of that fake time.
How can you miss the smell? Oh, my fucking video guy's here. So we just got off stage. I was on stage with Jay. We got matching trunks from the same fucking Iron Monkey.
I think he's had this about 10 years.
I use it. Fuck off! I use it for 3 shows. I use it for fucking 3 shows. They're the lucky trunks, but they weren't lucky enough to beat big heck rules. But they were lucky enough to pit Jay to the post. So we're just hitting up a couple of poses together, and then Jay's shooting off. So should we do some different poses? As you were saying?
It's your video. You can make.
We'll go 1 for 1. So I'll go for 1. So
you can make the calls.
we'll do front double bicep.
Plenty of space on stage, guys. Spread out.
And then we'll do that abs and thigh shot together. Yeah. Just turn that leg out more. Yeah, because it was a bit sort of inverted before.
Trying to teach me how to make calls.
Nice, guys.
It's like that Mr. Olympia, like Marcus Rule and Ronnie Coleman.
Nice, guys.
And then finish on a fucking most muscular again. I'm going for a different one. Oh yes. Grab it. Mate, what a day.
Thank you, man. Good to see you.
My brother.
Again.
This was the old cameraman. So a bit of beef here, but
no, there's never
Jay's,
beef. There's no beef.
Jay's up in the game, and his prices are just way out of my range now. So
there's never beef. That was good. It was good to battle with you, man.
Mate, thank you for that, man. Thank you very much. Here we are, Maidenhead Vikings Shield Classic. I can't remember the exact name. My head's gone. I'm tired, but novice only person in the category, so obviously win by default, but it's good just to go for a round, get a little bit pumped up, a little bit warm. I think that prepped me nicely for the heavyweight division. The heavyweight class was the biggest bodybuilding class of the day, which is exactly what we want. 5 people in that class, good dudes, good standard, and I won that. On to the overall, Big Nathan, PCA Pro. So my shape maybe a bit nicer, waist a bit tighter, but it's a size game, it's open bodybuilding. So pipped to the post by Nathan, but this is actually what I wanted this year. See how I stack up, get some good results, come in better. I've done it all. I've done everything I wanted to do this year. And yeah, it'd be nice if Nathan didn't turn up and I took an overall, but at the end of the day, that's not going to help me as a bodybuilder that wants to progress. So now, it's fuel to the fire, crazy off season, blow up like crazy, keep the waist nice and tight, and then when I go against somebody like Nathan again, or Nathan again, with added size and a tighter waist, you best believe your boy's winning. So yeah, this isn't even sinking in yet. It feels mental that I've got the third show done, and this is like the end. It doesn't feel right. Like I don't want to go and eat some shit food. It's really crazy. Like before I was obsessing about it, but now it's like I can have it. I'm not obsessed about it. I think I'm just thirsty. So wrapping up the Viking Prep Shields Classic competition today, my third competition of this year. On the unplanned prep, the death, suicide, destroy yourself prep. To the first show, 7 weeks, we dropped 11 kg. To the second show, 12 kg. To this show, over 13 kg. I ended up on a low of 97 kg. We started on 110.2. So that is job done. On the competitions this year, some really good results. The first show, I went overboard, I went ham, I had a jar of jam, lyrical MC rhyming here. But that was a tester, a little experiment, and it made me feel better. It made me learn that I can feed a bit more in a day and pump up a little bit more. So scaled that back for the PCA last week. The best look I've ever had, the best feeling I've ever had overall at the PCA. And then again today, it was a very good look. I think I was slightly leaner, but maybe just like a tad not as dry as PCA, but it wouldn't have been enough to win the overall anyway. So I did the novice and the heavyweight. I've taken the novice and the heavyweight, went into the overall. I was against Big Nath, just even if like I was tighter today, even if I posed a little bit better, I spoke to the head judges, there were a couple of things that they wanted. His muscularity is just overpowering, and I can live with that because for me, it's just time now. It's just time throwing it back into the off season, putting on a muscle, keeping my shape and structure, not blowing out my waist, and then proportionately, that will make me look a lot more sort of out there and impressive, even compared to say a bigger guy like Nathan on stage. Like if I came with more size today with the same waist and the same structure and the same shape, even if it was like a little bit less size than Nathan, then I could have pipped him for that. So now it's back into the off season. It's been a crazy ride for absolute insane reasons why I've done this prep. Mentally, I've gone from the worst place I've ever been in my life for a good 6 months and decided I'm going to do the hardest thing I could possibly do, which is a bodybuilding prep. And that's all right, man. You carry on. So it's not how you would advise somebody to do a bodybuilding prep. You should have a stable headspace. It will only make it harder if your head's not in the right place. But I just want to pour all of my energy, all of my heart and soul into something and just take all of the pain and anxiety and absolute destruction that was caused mentally by this personal thing that I won't go into, and just pour it into something that could hopefully become positive. And I've had the best bodybuilding season I've ever had, and I've finally brought some looks to the stage which I'm sort of happy represent me and the physique that I have to show. So now, like I say, it's about gaining more muscle, building on this, coming back next year or the year after with a hell of a lot more muscle and nailing these stage looks again. And then I will keep on climbing the ranks. So that is show day done. and we're all done for this season. We'll throw it into an off season, and soon we'll try and get a YouTube video done, let you know in sort of a month or so how I'm getting on, rebounding and just blowing up and becoming absolutely massive. So that is over and out. Show day done. Peace out.